Hello, everybody, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's my pleasure to say hello to you here today, and thank you for supporting my channel. I hope you all know how vitally important you all are to me and how much I adore you and thank you for all you do for this community. I also want to thank you for all you do in the chat. My moderators, and you know who you are, but Sharon and Jackie and Craig and uh, there's just so many of you. I really, and Sue, Butterfly Kisses, thank you so much. You are heroines of the highest degree. And I want to thank you for your part in empowering other women, for sure. We have spent a lot of time in our lives feeling as though we had to have sort of a dance with other women or anybody else that might be a person that we feel we might have to compete with. I've had a very big problem with competition, whereas I just don't like it. I don't care for it. I don't care for I don't care for sports for that very reason. If other people do, then that's their deal, and that's perfectly fine. But I feel as though I'm one of those who would give a participation trophy to a kid if he participated in a sports mini team, and I have been probably considered woke for many, many years because of it. I believe that all of us cannot be the best at all things. Some of us can't be the best at anything. And I don't mean that to denigrate anybody, but I think that we hold ourselves back sometimes because what we do is we say, I'm not as good as this person, or this person does so much better than I do, or they're more on point than I am, or they're smarter than me, they're younger than me, they're prettier than me, whatever it is. And when we do that, we limit ourselves. We limit ourselves to the good that is available to all of us in the world. This goes along with the idea of peace, which Jean mentioned today on the show, and how we all need that inner peace. Peace sometimes is just as elusive as happiness is, but we must remember that happiness is a birthright, and we should be happy and we should be peaceful as much as we can, as often as we can. We have to have that part in our self-care. We may not be happy that we don't have enough money or this or that, but we can be happy about small things that lead to larger things. And again, the gratitude idea is beautiful. I've seen it where people have asked, is this because I've been grateful, or is it somebody else that's working machinations behind the scene, the man behind the curtain? You have the power. You have all the power, and you can shift that and offer your power to others who need it by offering love and compassion to them in times of need, spending a little bit of time answering an email that may help make someone's day, mentioning someone's name, thanking someone for something. All of those things are part and parcel of who we are and why we're here. There is no real ultimate reason why we shouldn't do this. Love is what we were meant to be and to do. So when you see somebody that believes that there are others that are manipulative, or others that are not operating in your best interest, the only thing you can do is do what's good for you. If you need to put a bubble around yourself, if you need to, let's say, if you were on Facebook, if you need to unfriend or block somebody that's bothering you, there's nothing wrong with that. I remember when we had a telephone line in the house, which we don't anymore, but and even with my cell phone is bought and paid for by me, and it's for my convenience. And so if I choose not to answer it, then I won't. It's for me. It's not meant to hurt anybody's feelings. It's not meant to bring anybody down, or not to be nice, or not to be fair, or blow somebody off. It's just I can't do it right now. Many times I'll notice somebody is called, or I'll hear if they leave a voicemail, which many younger people don't do anymore. then I will certainly return the call and be available when I have the energy to do it. I find that my students are the hardest ones for me to work with at times, because what they will say to me is, this happened or that happened, and I have an emergency, or, I'm late, or I procrastinated, or I can't get this done till tomorrow, or whatever. Everybody's got a reason. And it's okay if you have reason once in a while. So crap happens. It really does. But I always say to them, your lack of preparation is not an emergency on my part. In other words, I'll get to it, but I can't drop everything else just for your lack of preparation. So it's just something that I feel very passionate about. The other thing is, if you can't do something, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to tell people why. You don't have to go into a dissertation on it. You just can't do it. Sorry, I can't. No, sorry. That's it. And, the problem is that many people of my generation weren't used to setting boundaries. Growing up in the 60s and 70s, we were all into the freedom thing, making a break. And my parents were very good about giving me lots and lots of room to learn a lot of things. I was very fortunate. At the same time, I was never able to say anything that was negative or bad or argue with my parents. So, I had to do that fine balance. And being a Libra, I'm used to doing that. But the more I grew, the more I learned, the more I understood that empowering other people, and this is what I hope to do in the open mic session that I've been doing, or empowering you with information that I might be able to share with you. You can take it or you can leave it. It's not gospel. I'm no guru. But sometimes I think it's just nice to be able to impart a little bit of information that reminds us why we're here, what we're supposed to be doing, how we're supposed to empower not only ourselves, but especially the women in our lives, the men in our lives. Of course, we've been working to empower them for a very long time. Now it's nice to be good to your sisters. Your sisters need you, and they need you not to diss them or feel jealous by them or work against them. If you don't mesh with another person, that's okay. We're not all meant to mesh with everybody. But at the same time, there's no reason to gossip about it either. There's no reason to, put it out there and have people be angry or judgmental. I think that's the biggest thing. This can happen in a work situation. This can happen in a family. This can happen in any community. And it can happen in the spiritual community just as much as it can happen anywhere else. I've been in a spiritual community for many times, different circles. I've had situations in those communities that didn't always go the way that I had hoped they would. Had people turn on me. And I've had people that have followed me on Facebook. We've been friends now since that spiritual community, which was online. It's no longer. They're still my friends. They're still my allies. I still reach out to them. They're wonderful folks. And I have met many of them in person, as I have met some people in this community in person as well. We are who we are. We are what we are. We are part of our own experience. We are part of our background, our DNA, our ancestors, what we've learned, what we've experienced. Not everyone has experienced things as we have. We can learn from each other. We can grow with each other, and we can empower each other. So even though the title of this particular tape is Empowering Other Women, we need to make sure that we empower ourselves. We make sure that we keep the ego out of it and move into a space of spiritual love and wisdom, and also bring up others who need to be brought up, that ask for that are looking for that are in need of some kind of sustenance, without the idea that the teacher is the know-all. The teacher is never the know-all. The teacher continues to learn. The teacher learns from the student, and the student learns from the teacher. It's a symbiotic relationship. And the same thing happens here. I learn a lot from you. I learn a lot from you in the chat. I learn a lot from you in a meditation group, in book club, in other things that we do together. So I want to thank you again as I end up this tape and let you know that I appreciate you, I love you, and I wish to empower you. I don't want to take any of your free will away. I will never tell you what to do. I will only help you. And I have heard from so many others in here who have only given me what they can. And I have taken it and sometimes used it and sometimes packed it away. And I pull it out sometimes to look at it, let's say, because I think that the best thing we can do is to honor each other, empower each other. And if things are not as you would like them to be, to work together to make that symbiotic relationship work, or else divide and move, one or the other. And not from anger, not from judgment, but from understanding that not all of us are meant to be best friends. There are people that probably do not like my energy or do not like what I do, and that's perfect. That's their choice. That's their choice. It used to really hurt because I have spent a lot of time working on myself and trying to, I always have to go, wonder why that happened. I spent a lot of time in my head. Now I just have to say at my age that I have to let that go. I don't know how many more years I'll be on the planet, and there's no sense in holding on to something that is just not something I need. So God bless you all. I hope, this resonated with you. And if it didn't, that's perfectly fine. Again, I feel so empowered just by being here and by being able to get to know a lot of you and to feel your love for each other, which is amazing to me. So many of you have become friends with folks in the chat or other readers. And this community is beautiful, and you're part of it. Thank you so much. Namaste and love to you. Bye-bye.